Today, I want to talk a little bit about man being created in the image of God and the doctrine of dominion found in Genesis 1:26 through 28. The doctrine of man being created in God's image is a very deep subject, one we could talk about for days and days. But for now, we'll say that God has made us caring, He gave us a will, He made us creative, and He made us to have authority over the earth. These are all attributes of God that we share. But when we use these attributes or imitate God, we are under His authority, not our own. Genesis 1:26 through 28 from the ESV says, "Then God said, 'Let us create man in our image, after our likeness, and let him have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on earth.' So God created man in His own image. In the image of God He created him. Male and female He created them. And God blessed them. And God said to them, 'Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on earth.'" So we see that God gives control to man. This means that we're able to use creation to our benefit and for our enjoyment, and that we're imitating our God when we take authority over creation, but ultimately for His glory. This also flows into the doctrine of vocation. What do? Are you an artist? Are you a musician? Are you an engineer? Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom or a garbage man. Whatever you do, you imitate God, and showing that you are made in His image when you take authority over your vocation and do it to His glory. Now, the doctrine of dominion comes under attack from the unbelieving world in several ways. We have animism, which in modern day is manifested in the New Age and the Eastern religions. In animism, everything has a spirit. The trees have a spirit, the rocks have a spirit, the rivers have a spirit, the animals have spirits. This creates a protective hedge around nature, and in many cases creates a worship of nature. But when you talk to a lot of these New Age folks, it's hard to pin down what their ultimate authority is and what truth is. But essentially, it boils down to there being no difference between man, humans, and animals, nature, and all that. And another group that teaches that there's no difference is the atheists. They believe that we all evolved from the same primordial soup, and for some reason, man became the dominant species. Atheism teaches that there's no purpose for man or the universe we live in. To quote Richard Dawkins, it's just blind, pitiless indifference. Oddly enough, many atheists will say that as humans we have a moral obligation to take care of nature. But why? If we're just talking monkeys flying through the universe in an organic spaceship, we live, we die, that's it. Where does this moral obligation come from? But when we go back to the Word of God, our ultimate authority as Christians, we see in Genesis chapter 2 a God who is concerned about His creation, one who walks with man in the garden and charges him to keep and take care of what God has given him. When we flip over to Deuteronomy chapter 20 and 19, God tells Israel not to destroy the trees when they are at war with the city for a long time, especially trees that are for food. God again shows man's difference from the rest of creation and His responsibility for it when He says, "Are the trees in the field human, that they should be besieged by you?" So from God, we get the obligation to exercise dominion over earth and to use it and not abuse it, all for the glory of our powerful, majestic, and sovereign God. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.